Hi guys, I welcome you back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's been a long time coming, but hey, I'm here again. Thank you so much, guys. Like, your love and support means a lot to me. Like, so many of you guys have been reaching out to me, telling me, "Hey, Shalom, what's going on? We've not seen any content of late. What's going on, what's going on, and you guys are just the real MVPs, y'all. Thank you so much, thank you so much. And if you're just stopping by, welcome to the family. Virtual hug. Do well to click on the subscribe button and give it a thumbs up. Yeah, and feel free to comment down below. Let's get this conversation rolling. So, of late, I've been really talking about a particular topic. For those that follow me on my Instagram, yeah, Instagram is really the only social media platform I'm most active on. Yeah, aside WhatsApp. WhatsApp is like fan bam, like fan base, farm base, not fun, farm base. Yeah, family based social media. That's just my take anyway. So I've been talking about, this particular topic, asking people their opinions on different asking people their different opinions on this topic. And I've been receiving very interesting feedbacks, and really I'm so glad that I finally get to get down to it and talk about this, which is the topic, friendship. Like, friendship, you know one of the things I said, one of the first times I talked about it on Instagram was, I don't think friendship gets as much credit, you know as it should, you know considering the fact that, I don't know, I'm very sure you would have heard this, if you are the type to really listen to relationship sermons, go for seminars. Now, another thing, do you notice we really do not have friendship seminars, but we have relationship seminars? Yeah, of course, relationship is no joke. It's not for kids, it's not for toying, playing around. It's serious business. That's like the romantic relationship, the kind of relationship that leads to marriage, the courtship kind of relationship. Yeah, I think it gets a lot more credit than friendship should. And now, why do I think that friendship could get as much credit? So back to what I was saying, I'm very sure you would have heard these statements, if you're the type to listen a lot to relationship sermons. They'll tell you, marry your friend. Mm, marry your friend. So that means that the people you keep in your friendship circle are very important. Like, it's so important that out of those people you get to pick the person you spend the rest of your life with. Ain't that amazing? So I'm not here to talk about relationship, I'm just here to really focus on friendship. So, quick story. When I was going into secondary school, yeah, secondary school first, then uni. My mom later reminded me again of those things in uni. My mom told me three things. Like, she gave me three tips. Said, okay, so as you're resuming going to school, going to GSS1, mom, daughter talk, yada, 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 this and this and this and that. Of course, not gibberish. They were beautiful words of wisdom, but there were three main things that she said to me that up to now have stuck with me. And the first was, put God first. Yeah. So put God first. Secondly, choose your friends wisely. Choose your friends wisely. And then the third one was study, 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 study. Remember, you are there to study. Like, that's the primary reason why you're in school, to study. Now, put God first, choose your friends wisely, because it's amazing. It's amazing the power that association has on every individual. Like, I have seen what association has done in my life, in my peers, in my friends, you know, in I've seen. association is powerful. Friendship is so powerful. Friendship, I'll define friendship as giving another the power to have influence over you. Like, hey, here's a blank check. I give you the power to affect me with your person, with your belief system. So you see how powerful it is who you let in your circle, because you're letting them into your life. It's like, come, I've opened my life for you to come share with. And I'm not just talking about opposite sex relationship, like boyfriend girlfriend, this and that, but even within the same sex, like girl girl, guy guy. We are friends, we are close, we're best of friends, this and that. you know those kind of relationships have the power to mar you for life, or make you become the best version of you. So, of course, we're going to go down to the scripture, and I just like us to use an example. I have my Bible here, and I just open to the book of First Samuel, the book of First Samuel 18 verse 4. Now, go, I'm gonna start with um the beautiful friendship that David and Jonathan had. Like, that friendship is so beautiful. You can see the 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 definition of friendship. Like, you can, from their relationship, you can define what it means to love a person, what it means to love a person indeed. God's word explains to us that Jonathan loved David even as his own soul. He loved David. Of course, he had a wife, because later on, we hear the story about Mephibosheth. Mephibosheth was Jonathan's son. So David was like, oh, is there not anyone in the house of Saul that I can be a blessing to for Jonathan's sake? Their friendship was everlasting. They had they formed a lifelong bond together, a lifelong bond together, such that even after Jonathan died, David still had love for this guy, like genuine love, so much that he wanted to just pour it out and love on anyone that was related to Jonathan in any way. So real quick, we're gonna look at First Samuel. I'm reading from the contemporary English version, right? And so I'm gonna start from verse 1. 18 verse 1. First Samuel 18 verse 1. After King Saul had finished his conversation with David, David met Jonathan, the king's son, and there was an immediate bond of love between them. Jonathan swore to be his blood brother and sealed the pact by giving him his robe, sword, bow, and belt. Like, the remaining part of verse 4 says, King Saul now kept David at Jerusalem and wouldn't let him return home anymore. So David met Jonathan, and immediately there was a bond of love. And Jonathan swore to be David's. Now, what is it about David, right? What is it about David that compelled that love? It was a two-way thing. You know, as much as Jonathan loved David, David also loved Jonathan in that way. But of course, looking at the class that it come from, David was a little shepherd boy, that became a champion because he killed Goliath, right? And there was this guy, that's the king's son, Jonathan, the prince, apparent heir to the throne. He comes and then he meets this guy and he has heard of him and like, man, you know, deep called unto deep. You attract the characteristics that you admire, the traits that you admire. because those are the things that stand out to you in other people, that compels you to want to be with them, that compels you to want to form a bond with them. So you have the heir to the throne, apparent heir to the throne, and this guy that had been anointed king that they did not know, but there was just something about the guy, and he saw him, and there was this love, this connection already, and he was like, man, like he swore to be his blood brother. So that brings me to my first point. Friendship is so deliberate. Friendship is a deliberate thing. You know, I would say probably when we were immature, growing up, you just happen to find yourself in a circle of people. You don't really know who is who, and then you just tag along, along with everybody. But as you grow and as you begin to go through life and you begin to do life, as it were, that begins to change, because you cannot roll with everybody. you know let's say, let's take the example of a canoe, rowing a canoe. You have to do it, how they call it now, you have to do it from side to side. You cannot have um two people rowing one canoe in opposite directions, because you won't go anywhere. You'll just be on the same spot, maybe chattering away and talking, having a good time, whiling away time, but you're really not going anywhere. You're in the same place. So friendship is so deliberate. You cannot just be friends with everybody, because not everyone is going the direction that you are headed. So there's something that struck me in what Jonathan did. So he gave him his robe, that's his garment, that distinguished him as a prince. I'm very sure David did not have that kind of robe in his wardrobe, because he was not part of the royal family. He was a little shepherd boy. So I'm sure his wardrobe would be filled with shepherd clothes, clothes that shepherd boys wore. But he gave it to him, saying, come, identify with me. I want you to identify with me. Let's have the same identity. I want people to look on us and see that indeed we are one. Let me know the distinguishing factor between me and you. I don't want people to see you and see me and look down on you because I look better. No, I want them to accord you the same respect and honor that they will accord me, because we are friends. I don't want anyone to put you down. I want people to look at you with honor, with the same honor they look at me. I want them to look at you. That's such a beautiful thing. He wanted David to have the same identity with him. That breaks down to, you're gonna have the same kind of identity with the people you choose to keep in your circle. So if you choose to keep in your circle people that they like to call Mommy Gio, they will call you Mommy Gio's friend. Yeah. If you choose to keep in your circle people that they call what kind of bad bitch energy girl these days, you know, they will call you the friend of the person that has bad bitch energy. So it's just that the identity of the person, of the people you choose to walk with, you choose to keep company with, rubs off on you just like that. That is the power of association. And then one other thing, he gave him his sword. He gave him, see, said he gave him his sword, his rope, sword, bow, and belt. He gave him his sword. He was gonna be a swordsman. Like, come on. He just finished killing a giant. When he came into Saul's presence, he was still even holding the giant's head in his hand. You know, and would he really give a sword to someone that did not know how to use a sword? So David knew how to use a sword. He knew how to use a bow. So they had like minds. They were aligned in some way, in purpose. They were not just there was a relationship. They were, and what they were doing, they were aligned in purpose. You can't work with people that are not aligned in purpose, guys. It's just like the example I gave about the canoe. You cannot move a canoe, right, to one direction, paddling on opposite direction. It has to be synchronized, And he said he gave him his belt. One of the things that a belt represents, looking at in Ephesians chapter 6, from verse 10 to 18 thereabout, you'll find the whole armor of God. The belt of truth stands for, just like what I said, I called it the belt of truth. There was not going to be any form of lie. Their lives were going to be transparent to each other. They were going to see each other. There was not going to be any form of guile, any form of hiding, any form of pretense. They were going to be true to each other. How beautiful, how wonderful, how powerful it is. Now, highlighting my points, starting from the top. Number one, friendship is on purpose. It's a very deliberate action. You choose your friends. You choose your friends. Your friends will determine the identity that you carry, because when you open up yourself and you know, invite someone, into your life, welcome them to become a part of your life. They share your identity. You share each other's identity, and another thing is that friendship, you become bare to one another. There's transparency in one another. That is what friendship should be. There is no guile, there is nothing hidden in both of you. And the other thing is, you are aligned in purpose. You are aligned in purpose. I hope you are able to pick one or two things from this subject. I hope to continue this. I believe it should be a series. Yeah, a series in two parts or in three parts with an interview. So make sure, yeah, interviewing someone very dear to me, just having hearing from him or her. So I keep you guessing, hearing from him or her what it is that friendship has actually, what manner of impact friendship has had in his or her life. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching. If you've not clicked the subscribe button, please do so, and see you. Bye.